Ladies and gentlemen, lend me your ears and your eyes. Diva Divine Light, live from Brooklyn, New York.
With no delaying for what you saying, yo. Said it with my 9 million with the dilly, yo. When I be on my yes, I do my duty, yo. While up in the club, I be while in the studio. You don't wanna violate, nigga, really and truly, yo. My main thug, nigga named Julio, he moody, yo. Like a nigga that'll slap me with the toolie, yo. Bitch, nigga scared to death, act fruity, yo. Fuck that, look at shorty, she a little cutie, yo. The way you shake it, nigga, you wanna get all in the booty, yo. With no delaying for what you saying, yo.
Diva Divine Light.
Really my party to me. Fucking seats what you got for me. Put more than dance with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you really my party to me. Fucking seats what you got for me. Put more than dance with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you.
You're watching Diva, the Divine Light. A fun-loving, caring, passionate person who talks about sex, celebrity, and real-life issues, and even abuse. So hit that like button and make sure you share the show.
Really my party to me. Fucking seats what you got for me. Put more than dance with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you really my party to me. Fucking seats what you got for me. Put more than dance with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you really my party to me. Fucking seats what you got for me. Put more than dance with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you really my party to me. Fucking seats what you got for me. Put more than dance with my eyes to see. Still $1 in a place to be. If you.
Here comes the pitch, and it comes in wide. On the go.
Yo, hello, good evening, everyone. Happy morning to everyone. Larry, bro, go on after I'm done. I'm not going to be on that long, papi. You hear me? I'm not going to be on that long. This paperwork ain't that long. It ain't that long. If you could give me an hour, bro. Because it's West time for you, but it's East Coast time for me. So it'll be like 1:30 in the morning when I'm done, but it'll be earlier for you. Please, I don't want to kill what you was going to do, bro. You hear me? All right. All right, guys. Well, hello, everyone in the building. My OCOV family. ¿Qué pasa, mi gente? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás, mi gente? How's my peoples in the building? What's up, what's up, what's up? Hey, Sonia. My man, my brother, the Grown Little Boy Show. You are famous out in these streets, bro. And in dedication of R. Kelly and his merry men, check this out.
I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. I just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
believe the truth. You know, it's not about me.
Oh, damn. Sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to, yeah. Y'all killing me with this shit, man. Y'all killing me. Y'all killing me. So, what's up, gang? We the gang. We this terrorists in the streets, guys. Yo, the BS that's going on in these streets is ridiculous. I cannot. For those that are out there being all like, woo, I'm so happy. Go Bojo. It's a strategy. I'm telling you, it's all a deflection. It's a strategy. She's trying to see if she can catch the government in on something to try to let him out of jail. It's not going to work. I don't know why she using Larry, because Larry ain't got nothing to do with nothing. He don't work for the BOP. He didn't get paid by the government. None of that shit happened. So, I don't know what's going on there, but she's trying to do something so she could try to catch the government in some shit and maybe be like, well, look, you did this or this happened. But that has nothing to do with the government. That has nothing to do with the case. That has to do with somebody else. That should be a separate case, period. That case should be separate. They should be trying to go for a civil case or a criminal case against Tasha K and the BOP person. And maybe the Clary, the dad. Because that's where the exchange, all that shit came from. Had nothing to do with Larry. Yes, Larry was sending prosecutors stuff. So was I. We were doing our civil duty and protecting these women, these jurors, these lawyers. We, the people, are here to stand for what's right. I don't know about those other people, because according to this motion, all them people over there are demons. They're demons. And then you got bitches out here talking conspiracy theories that ain't got shit to do with shit. First of all, that damn murder for hire stupid shit. I'm going to say this shit for the last time, and I'm not going to bring it up ever again. Jon Snow called me and admitted to me. Pay attention to the words that are coming out my motherfucking mouth. Pay attention to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Jon Snow, little Tim, okay, admitted to me that he was being a troll. He was bored. He had nothing better to do. He saw that all these R. Kelly supporters were gullible ass dummies. You see? So he figured he'd play games with y'all. He did a great job. You did a great job, Tim. You proved everyone on YouTube that these streets in this R. Kelly sector, you got a bunch of dummies running around here. Okay? You proved your point. He proved his point. That's exactly what he told me. He proved his point. And he sure did. He said he lied about everything. Nobody paid him. Nobody. No one. All of that was made up. He said, nobody on your team paid me. Larry didn't pay me. Mr. Denise didn't pay me. Dabowski didn't pay me. Nobody paid me. I did this shit on my own. On my own. Because I'm a kid who's bored, who saw that I could manipulate the YouTube streets because there's a bunch of gullible bitches out here. And he was right. He proved his point. Point blank, period. That's it. It was a game for him. And that's fucked up that he did that. And he did apologize. I don't know if he personally apologized to Passionately Gangster, which I think he should if he's listening. Honestly, I think he should. Leave her a message or something somewhere on her IG or somewhere, TikTok, something. Find her and say, listen, Passionately Gangster, I apologize for doing the dumb shit I did, but I let everybody know I was messing around. None of that shit was true. And I'm deeply, deeply sorry for the pain I caused you. I didn't mean to cause you pain. I was just having fun, but I didn't think it was going to go this far. So let's just leave that where it's at. Okay. Yes, I was smoking. Mm-hmm. So the government put in 2 motions yesterday and today. And I'm going to read the other one too. It's only 3 pages. All right. But here, the government's motion is to impanel a confidential jury. Now, impaneling means to select and seat the jury for a case. It is the same as impanel, IMPANEL. Paneling with the E is a jury selection process and involves many steps. Now, the basic steps to impaneling a jury are collecting the names of prospective jurors on a random basis. So selecting individuals would serve on the jury. So that's the second thing they would do. They would select individuals who would serve on the jury. Then the third is giving prospective jurors an opportunity to give reasons why they should not serve on the jury. And then 4, allowing the prosecution and defense to use their challenges to dismiss prospective jurors. And then 5 would be swearing in the jurors and the alternative jurors. So it's like another secret panel. Okay. Oh, no, wait. It's the other paper. It's the other one. Okay. The government's motion to impanel a confidential jury. Due to the tremendous attention, in this case from the media and other online platforms, the United States requests that a confidential jury be impaneled for trial. As set forth below, a confidential jury is necessary in this case to protect the jurors' privacy and integrity, and to shield them from harassment by defendant Robert Kelly supporters. The government requests that the following information about the jurors remain out of the public record until further order of the court. 1. Jurors' names. 2. Spouses' names. 3. Jurors' city of residence. And 4. Jurors' place of employment. Now, the applicable law here that goes with this is that the public does not have an absolute right of access to jurors' names during a high-profile trial. And it cites a case law, the United States versus Blakovich. As the Seventh Circuit has explained, the right question is not whether names may be kept secret or disclosure deferred. But what justifies such a decision? And then they emphasize in an original saying that the Northern District of Illinois' plan for random selection of jurors adopted by the Northern District of Illinois pursuant to the 28 United States Code 1863b7 at paragraph 10A, expressly permitting direct courts to maintain the confidentiality of juror names in the interest of justice. So because confidential juries infringe on the public nature of trials, they should only be used sparingly and after sound consideration that is articulated by the District Court of the Record. United States versus Harris, another case law. And in that case law, it talks about accordingly, a judge must find some unusual risk to justify keeping jurors' names confidential. And great public interest in this prosecution may indeed create exceptional risk. Okay? Confidential juries have been used in multiple high-profile trials in this district. United States versus Black. That's another case. Now, in Blackovich, for example, the district court explained that the case featured intense media scrutiny and unusual public statements by the defendant, and that the court had received several unsolicited communications from jurors regarding the trial. Now, the court concluded that the presumption of disclosure was overcome because these circumstances made releasing jurors' names during trial uniquely risky. Now, in the case of Black, Judge St. Eve concluded that similar factors supported her decision to prohibit access to jurors' names during trial. So basically, what they're trying to do is do like what they did in New York with an anonymous jury, okay, to where the defendant couldn't know the names and the businesses and, you know, personal information about the jurors. So to disclose the jurors' names in a high-profile trial such as this would create the unnecessary risk that during the course of the trial, jurors will be subjected to improper and presumptively prejudicial contact. Such contact creates the risk that the jurors' verdict could rest on something other than the evidence admitted in this case. So, as recent history in this courthouse indicates, public disclosure of juror names during the pendency of a high-profile trial, while increase the risk that external influences will be brought to bear on the jurors. So common sense further reveals that external influences will not be shouldered by the jurors alone, but will also be borne by their families, their friends, their co-workers, and employers. So these costs should not unnecessarily accompany the fulfillment of civic duty, especially where, like here, they create a real and substantial risk of compromising defendants' right to a fair trial. So in that case, in the case of Black versus the government, there was substantial risk. And that made it hard for the defense because it was compromising his right to a fair trial. And that's exactly what these supporters are doing. They are compromising his right to a fair trial. That's what's going on here, guys. Then it says, in the case of Black, second, that to transform jurors' personal lives into public news, especially where several jurors have already indicated sensitivity to this issue, could unnecessarily interfere with the jurors' ability or willingness to perform their sworn duties. So that's the risk. Now, the argument here that the government is making is that the national and international news coverage of this case has been extensive. You have media outlets, bloggers, and video bloggers, vloggers monitor the case docket closely and often repost the parties' filings and the court's orders within hours of appearing on the docket. Defendant Kelly is an international celebrity in the music industry. Between 1996 and 2015, Kelly was nominated for over 250 music awards, including 26 Grammy Awards. Kelly has a fervent fan base, including many individuals who actively use various social media platforms to share their opinions about Kelly and his ongoing criminal cases. So, the popularity of the docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, currently available on Netflix, has also contributed to the widespread coverage of and public interest in Kelly's criminal prosecutions. So, defendant Kelly's jury trial in the Eastern District of New York, the EDNY, conducted in 2021, also generated intense media attention in the Eastern District of New York trial. The judge ordered the empaneling of an anonymous jury, which is a more restrictive remedy than a confidential jury. So these are two different juries. In New York, they had an anonymous one. In Chicago, they want to have a confidential jury. Okay? Let me do that real quick. Okay, so with the difference here of the confidential jury is that potential jurors, they will complete a confidential jury questionnaire, CJQ, for use during the empaneling of a jury. So this information is kept confidential and is not used outside the courtroom. So virtually all confidential jury questionnaires are destroyed the same day the potential jury appears for jury service. So there will be no making copies of this. They're going to answer their questions. It's going to be confidential. Nobody's going to know that information. Okay? And it'll be done the same day. So right after they make their decisions, these things get destroyed. That's a confidential jury. So that is what's going on, guys. That is what's going on. So that's what's going on with that. So they will destroy information right away. All right. So it's a more restrictive remedy than a confidential jury. Due to the seriousness of the charges, the defendant's history of obstructing the judicial process, the potential for jury intimidation, and the intensity of media attention given to this case, the United States versus Kelly case number 19 CR 286 R79 of the Eastern District of New York on October 8th of 2020. As a result, the identities of all jurors, including their names, addresses, and places of employment, were withheld from the parties and the public in the Eastern District of New York case. Okay. Since this case was charged in 2019, employees of the United States Attorney's Office have received numerous unsolicited emails and phone calls from individuals having no involvement in the case. And that's all of us, guys. That's all of us. Okay? That's including Okov. Okay? And that's including Team Kels. They have received numerous unsolicited emails. I don't know about phone calls. I know I did an email, a couple of them. But people have done emails and phone calls from individuals having no involvement in the case, wanting to share their views about Kelly's prosecution. Okay? Now, indeed, defendant Kelly included one such email chain in his recent discovery motion. You know what chain that is, right? That's that dumbass chain that Bonjean, okay, is talking about with Larry. That chain of 30 letters, 30 days, 30 days, 30 letters. Yeah. You know that stupid shit? Yeah. That's what we're talking about right now. Indeed, defendant Kelly included one such email chain in his recent discovery motion. CR 242 at 4. Many of these unsolicited communications have come from zealous Kelly supporters who wanted not only to express their views, but also to share social media content, such as blog posts. As Judge Zagel noted in Blachowicz, during the time leading up to trial, as well as during the trial, Judge Zagel received several communications from opinionated members of the public, including emails, letters, and phone calls, which were clearly an attempt to somehow influence the decision maker in this case. So while some may be quick to discount a theorist and a forger, it is highly likely that a juror would be disturbed that such people have been able to obtain their personal contact information. It is easy to see how contact like this could interfere with the juror's ability to perform his sworn duties. So that's what they were talking about in that case. So that's just an example. Now, another example, as in Blachowicz, right? There has also been instances where individuals having no relation to this case have attempted to insert themselves into the proceedings by filing motions and letters on the docket, claiming to be defendant Kelly. Now, remember, guys, remember that fake letter that came in and said, yeah, this is Mr. Kelly, and I want Doug and Greenberg to be fired. They're not representing me right, blah, blah, blah. Remember that? Y'all remember that fake letter that came from somebody from like Missouri or some shit like that, or Michigan or something like that? Y'all remember that? Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're talking about right now. Mm-hmm. Insert themselves into the proceedings by filing motions and letters on the docket, claiming to be defendant Kelly. CR 151, 152, 156, and 157. Now, these are all documents that were filed, guys. So documents 151, 152, 156, and 157 are those goddamn letters, okay, that the supporters wrote. Yeah. By the way, you could check out the letters that the supporters wrote. I actually did a live in there, and it should say letters from R. Kelly supporters or something like that as the title. Go check that out. So, for example, defendants expedited motion to dismiss criminal cause of action, okay, is a 5-page document contending that the indictment was not properly returned in this case and the U.S. attorney was corrupt and acting out of fraud to deceive Mr. Kelly. That was one of the freaking examples of a motion to dismiss criminal cause of action. Somebody wrote a 5-page document putting that in there. Remember that? Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. Yeah. Also, 152, Kelly's counsel at the time immediately filed a motion to strike the filings, stating that none of these documents were prepared by Mr. Kelly. Greenberg said, strike those letters. That shit's not real. That did not come from me. That did not come from our client. That shit is some dumb shit that these supporters are doing. They're making R. Kelly's case worse. They are not helping him. I don't understand how you people love him. It fucking confuses me. Y'all obsessed. Yous are groupies, fanatics, a bunch of fucking stands. Stop the stupid shit already. Let the fucking lawyers do their job. Leave them the fuck alone. Stop harassing the victims. First of all, they're not the ones that brought up these charges. It's the fucking government. It's the government of the United States of America that is against R. Kelly. It's not these women. These women were subpoenaed to testify against R. Kelly. What the fuck, you idiots don't understand? I'm confused. The government is the one that is bringing forth charges against R. Kelly. It's not Rashawn Landfair against R. Kelly. It's not Lisa Van Allen against R. Kelly. It's not Lizette Martinez. It's not Aaliyah Horton. It's none of that. It's the United States of America. Stop with the shenanigans. Y'all hurting this man. You know what? Hold on. Give me a second.
It's not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
And I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth.
Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. Y'all killing me with this shit. You ain't hear what he told y'all? You didn't hear what he was telling you people? Y'all killing me with this shit. Stop it. Shame on you all. Shame on you all. Shame on you. Now, the motion to strike the filing stating that none of these documents were prepared by Mr. Kelly. They were not filed with his approval, nor were they filed with the approval of his attorneys. They are plainly, legally incorrect, frivolous, and full of errors. And then you can see document number 153. Then it talks about the case of Blakovich, stating that noting that the filing of an uninvited amicus brief asserting a mass government conspiracy and commenting that the extraordinary attention being paid to this case leads not only to the expression of opinions, but also to the view that the trial is an opportunity to be noticed. So now the government continues to say that the extreme degree of public interest and actions of persons interested in interjecting themselves into the proceedings is also illustrated by telephonic court proceedings. Oh, great. Now they're going to talk about the phone calls, the telephonic court calls. Holy snap. So, including routine status hearings conducted by the court. So, hundreds of individuals regularly phone in to observe these proceedings. And in some instances, members of the public have become unruly and yelled explicitives at one another as court proceedings were being conducted. Like a bunch of idiots. For example, during a telephonic status hearing on May 10th of 2022, which was just a couple of months ago, right? After the court denied Kelly's motion to continue the trial date, multiple members of the public openly criticized the court's decision. The government was later informed that one of the attendees on the call recorded the proceedings and posted the audio recording on the internet. Fucking Dana. God damn it. Dana. We told you not to do that shit, Dana. Puñeta.
That looks so good.
Moreover, federal prosecutions of Kelly have given rise to threats of violence directed at prosecutors and witnesses. The Boski's antics, right here. For example, on July 12th of 2022, a federal grand jury returned an indictment charging Christopher Gunn with threatening the lives of 3 individuals involved in the prosecution of Kelly in the EDNY. See United States versus Gunn, case number 22 CR 314. In the Eastern District of New York, July 12th of 2022, as alleged in the complaint, Gunn is active on various social media platforms and regularly posts about Kelly's cases, including Gunn's desire to storm the United States Attorney's Office in Brooklyn, New York. See case number 22 CR 314. The complaint attached hereto as Government Exhibit 1. So, in this motion, they attached the indictment of the Boskis as Exhibit 1. As another example, one of Kelly's supporters, Don L. Russell, there goes fucking Don the Con, colon, Dunn. What a colon. Yeah, he definitely was a colon, all right. Recently pleaded guilty to interstate stalking for his participation in a scheme to harass, intimidate, and cause substantial emotional distress to one of the victim witnesses. in the Eastern District of New York prosecutions. See United States versus Russell. Case number 20CR427. In sum, this case has generated extraordinary media attention, and such attention is likely to lead to third-party attempts to contact and influence jurors. Yes, like making billboards and doing fucking GoFundMes. Yeah, you're right, government. Yeah. And putting banners across the sky that say, R. Kelly was set up for monetary gain. Yeah, and handing out pamphlets by the park just blocks away from the court, trying to persuade the jury, potential jurors. I mean, they do it all, guys. They do it all. They've done it all. They've done defense funds, all types of crazy shit. I mean, you're helping your boy stay in jail. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. It's not us. We ain't doing shit. We ain't doing shit. We ain't doing shit. It's y'all. Y'all. All of y'all. The supporters of R. Kelly. The groupies. Because that's groupie shit. In sum, this case has generated extraordinary media attention, and such attention is likely to lead to third-party attempts to contact and influence jurors, and the anticipation of such contacts making it difficult for jurors to follow the court's instructions, particularly instructions bearing outside research and discussions of the case. Yeah, like putting up a billboard. Yeah, Yeah. And to evaluate the evidence impartially. Such actions would no doubt also impede efforts to find people willing to serve on juries in highly publicized cases. The risk of outside influence is neither hypotheatrical nor speculative here. It has already come to fruition during pretrial proceedings. Indeed, the circumstances of this case arguably weigh in favor of empaneling an anonymous rather than a confidential jury. So, finding anonymous jury warranted based on previous attempts to interfere with the judicial process, the severity of the punishment that the defendant would face if convicted, and whether publicly regarding the case presents the prospect that the jurors' names could become public and expose them to intimidation and harassment. However, because of the chief concern in this case is the likelihood that jurors would be subjected to extrajudicial contacts by members of the media and the public in the government's view, empaneling a confidential jury is the appropriate and least restrictive means of ensuring that the defendants receive a fair trial by an impartial jury, free from outside influences. Moreover, there are no alternative means, such as courtroom security or cautionary instructions, capable of achieving satisfactory protection. So, they're saying, listen, we can only protect these people but so far. Now here, potential extrajudicial contacts and influences may be delivered in secret or over the internet and may emanate from places far beyond the district court's jurisdiction. So accordingly, given the enormous and extraordinary national and international media interests in this case and the extraordinary risk of external contacts and influences that interest creates, impanelment of a confidential jury is required in the interest of justice. In conclusion, for all the reasons set forth above, the court should grant the government's motion to impanel a confidential jury in this case. Signed by John Losh, the United States Attorney, and his assistants. And it was dated August 2nd of 2022. And here's Exhibit 1. And they show here the docket. Okay. This is for Dubowski. Here is his indictment for the Eastern District of New York. That's what they show. That's the end of that. Then there was also another document filed. It was only 3 pages long. It is the defendant Kelly's response to the government's Santiago proffer. So now R. Kelly put in his response to the proffer, because we know that defendant June Brown put in his response to it. And it says that now comes Robert Kelly, defendant through his counsel Jennifer Bongina, respectfully files this response to the government's Santiago proffer. At the outset, Kelly adopts the arguments advanced in co-defendant Brown's response to the government's Santiago proffer. I'm not going to read the rest, because basically what she's saying is that she just attached herself to June Brown's motion. So docket 235, she just attached herself to the document. That's it. That's all. So in other words, they want, as we know from the Santiago, the rebuttal to the government's Santiago proffer was that they want verbatim of the statements that were made in the polygraph examinations. They want the verbatim statements for initial contact between the individuals, as well as the testimonies of them, as well as the testimonies of the minors and the mother. Okay, so basically that's it. That's all. That is what's going on, guys. Okay, that is what is going on right now as we speak. And guys, we are at $450 towards our goals to buy the transcripts for the Chicago trial. So we are at $450, guys. All right, so guys, keep donating, please. We only got can somebody put in the chat how many days he got? You can't hear me? All right, I will be ending this in 10 minutes. Hopefully Larry will be going live. So all you guys, please put Grown Little Boy's link to his YouTube channel, please, so everyone can follow, for those who are in the background, who are not following the Grown Little Boy. Grown Little Boy, put your channel link in there, puppy. Okay, everybody can hear me? Yeah, wifey, you can't make none of this shit up. You're right. And for those who want to be on the call, I'm sorry, but I posted the information for tomorrow's hearing in the morning. But I did not disclose the number or the access code. If you want to do that and you want to find out and you want to be part of that hearing, there's other people who may have posted it on their community walls. You can probably find it there. Me personally, I'm not posting that shit no more. I'm not. Okay? That's it. That's all. My team members, my peoples, y'all already know. Don't worry. I will give you the information behind the scene. Okay. Thank you, SK. So, yeah. Now, I just want to play. I'm going to take you guys out with this quick little interview from John Saley. And he was on Vlad TV a couple of days ago. He was on Vlad TV a couple of days ago. Wait. Shit.
For years.
No. Hold on. I don't know what's happening here.
Well.
Hold on. I don't know what. I don't know what the fuck just happened here. Okay. Why is it playing this? Okay. No. Why does it keep doing that stupid shit? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Sorry. This is Vlad TV interview with John Saley. And he disagrees with what Boozy Badass was saying about R. Kelly. So let's just hear this interview real quick. I'm going to take you guys out with it. I'm going to post your comments on the screen while we're listening, and I'm taking you guys out with that on that note.
Did you enjoy ever gambling with each other? No, so this is the deal. I don't gamble. Neither. Like I don't like it. I've never liked it. Right. And Jordan loves it though, for what I understand. He'll gamble the valet guy. It's a competition. It's a competition, and he wants every penny in his own, regardless of the wage difference between. Okay, it's you always know they're going to be early to the point. In every NBA fight, those weapons are serious. And I remember the Bulls with in a way to keep Michael out of trouble. They were doing it, and they food poisoned him. That's going to really put his family in jeopardy. He's playing against other guys he pays. He just doesn't carry cash. Smart. Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy story. I mean, the guy, Slim ended up going to prison for like 9 years. This prison thing is a trip here in America too, boy. You go to prison for looking the wrong way. I mean, it's becoming a police state. It's crazy. Oh yeah, R. Kelly just got 30 years. Yeah, man, 30 years. You know R. Kelly? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I know. When you hear the 30 years, I was blown away. Blown away. You feel it's unfair? You have to look at it all angles. What little Bootsy said there, showing the frauds. Some of it is true, some of it is. Yeah, but Bootsy said he got 30 years because he's rich and he's black.
I just feel like he was over sentenced, man. When it comes to, and because he's black with money, I can pull up over 10, 11, 13 cases where people have raped people. I'm talking about intentionally raped people. White people have raped people. I'm talking about raped their own and got months of probation. It's just. No, you got 30 years because they had evidence.
Yeah, because the Leah thing came up in this trial.
Yeah, they had evidence.
Leah was 15, he was 27. Got her pregnant.
And
tried to marry her.
He did marry, right?
I don't know if it really went through.
Right. So, and then you talk about the guardians and people watching out. And then you talk about the guardian.
I don't know if it's pregnant.
And
tried to marry her.
Evidence.
Yeah, because the Leah thing.
No. Lots of people, attention to people and because of singing.
Boosie said he got 30 years because he's rich.
Some of it is true, some of it is.
Yeah, Boosie said he got 30 years because he's rich.
Some of it is angles. What little Boosie said in there, you have to look at it all. You have to look at it all. You have to look at it all.
Blown away. I was blown away. 30 years.
You know, 30 years.
Yeah, man. 30 years.
You know R. Kelly.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I know.
When you heard the 30 years,
I was blown away.
Blown away.
Blown away.
You feel it was unfair?
You have to look at it all angles. What Little Bootsy said on your show before, some of it is true, some of it is.
Yeah, Bootsy said he got 30 years because he's rich and he's black.
I just feel like he was over sentenced, man. You know, when it comes to, and because he's black with money, you know, I can pull up over 10, 11, 13 cases where people have raped people. I'm talking about intentionally raped people. You know, white people have raped people. I'm talking about raped their own and got months of probation. You know, it's just.
No, you got 30 years because they had evidence.
Yeah, because the Leah thing came up in this trial.
Yeah, they had evidence.
Leah was 15, he was 27. Got her pregnant.
And
tried to marry her.
He did marry, right?
I don't know if it really went through.
Right. So, and then you talk about the guardians and people watching out. Let me just say, man, a lot's changed in this world. And I'm not saying anybody is guilty or not guilty, and I don't take those kind of, because you don't know all the inners and why they got involved and why they got, and the reason they have the evidence they have. But then
it was a documentary.
Right. That really was the bad
Surviving R. Kelly. Like that.
That's what I mean by media. Like,
that motherfucker. Yeah.
That doesn't come out, then you just have to deal with the facts, and whoever was the jury over that you couldn't have anybody that wasn't tainted. They all saw it.
Well, yeah, and listen, I've interviewed some of the so-called victims, and a lot of the people that were involved in that trial met R. Kelly when they were of legal age. They were some years younger than him, but they were like over 18. They were over 19. Some of them were full-grown women. Some of the women in the documentary were like in their 30s. Like, you're like,
there's a difference between, and I'll say this, when they go after Bill Cosby, and they said a lot of the things happened at the Playboy Mansion. And then this last thing, when the girl said she was 15 or 16 at the Playboy Mansion, how'd she get in the Playboy Mansion? Yeah. Where was her guardian, chaperone, protector? However, hey, I'm not saying if anything happened.
In truth, we did our job. We brought the information to the public.
All right, guys, that's the end of that. I'm ending this live, y'all. Please make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Thank you very much, guys, for stopping by. Y'all already know. And this is for the R. Kelly supporters before I go. A bunch of groupies and they don't care. They don't care, guys. They don't care. All right, guys. I love y'all. Have a wonderful evening. Make sure you go check out Grown Little Boy. He should be starting his show very shortly. Peace.